I received a gram of DPT, and having no accurate scale, was forced to measure out doses visually. I had a gel cap of 50 mg of AMT, and used this as a visual guide, measuring out the DPT in another gel cap. The gram of DPT looks to be slightly less volume than a gram of AMT, meaning that DPT is a little heavier. I would estimate that the 4 doses I measured out were approximately 65 to 70 mg. There were 4 people involved in this experience. R needed to go to work in the morning, so he snorted his dose first, at around 10:55 p.m. It hit him by 11:10, and kept building until around 11:25. J had to go pick up K, and so they didn't take their dose until 12:10 a.m. I opted to go last, making sure everyone else was okay first, and did mine at 12:15 a.m. I felt an alert by 12:20, and it built from there. By 12:30, I was feeling it strongly, and peak was reached by 12:45. The peak lasted until approximately 1:30, and the come-down was very gradual, taking until around 5 a.m. before I felt that I was as close to baseline as I could get without sleep. This is a very unique tryptamine. It is quite distinct from DMT, and I would say the effects are much closer to psilocybin or LSD. There is an almost phenethylamine-like quality to it. It has a very dreamy, warm fuzzy feel to it, sort of like psilocybin mushrooms or San Pedro. There was a definite urge to lay or sit down, close the eyes, and just flow with the experience. Visually, it is a mild drug. There are visuals but they are minor, and far from the dominant effect. It was a great audio enhancer though. It seems to be operating primarily at the level where emotions and spirituality meet. There were very pleasant body sensations which I've never felt from any other tryptamine, not quite like anything I've felt from any other substance. One quality I found which I think would make this an extremely valuable therapeutic substance is the way in which it seems to cause people to open up without realizing it. J kept finding herself saying things out loud that she meant to think to herself, things which she never would have normally said, but which needed to come out. I could easily have been the one opening up as well, had the situation not put me in the role of a listener. At one point, everybody went to 7-Eleven except me. I used the time alone to meditate, and I think this substance would probably be a powerful aid in solo spiritual work. Something to be explored at a later date maybe. There was none of the speediness or edge of LSD, none of the terror or multidimensional chaos of DMT, and overall it seemed very non-threatening. I can however see how one could have a negative experience from it with too high a dose or a bad set or setting, and I think a negative reaction to it would be similar to a bad trip from psilocybin. Time dilation was present, but mild, no more than one would get from psilocybin or lower doses of LSD. Thoughts seemed to flow at a normal or slightly relaxed pace, again like psilocybin, not like the high-speed thought trains of LSD, definitely not like the chaotic multiple trains running different directions in different speeds of DMT. Were I going to try and describe it with one word, I would use something like, smooth. As far as negative effects go, there were far less than I was expecting. I was told to expect some mild, transient nausea. While J and R got this, it was mild and neither vomited. I didn't feel even a trace of nausea. The only real negative effect I noticed was a feeling of being dehydrated and having pretty bad cottonmouth. Aside from this, the only other negative was due to the route of administration. This stuff really stings when being insufflated. The drip taste is also horrible. The next morning when I woke up, I got a nosebleed. This is definitely a substance worthy of further research. I feel there is serious potential here both for a therapeutic and a spiritual tool. It should be noted that K and J did this via IM injection, while R and myself did it via insufflation. J isn't a big fan of psychedelics, but loved this and wanted to repeat it. All of us found it a pleasant experience.